Welcome to part 2, and now it's time to get that slingshot. But of course, we're going to need some money in order to buy that slingshot, but that's easy. First of all, let's check out this house right here, and puppy. Ooh, puppy. How you doing, boy? Or girl? Anyway, this here, meet Pergy. She is the wife of Jaggle and mother to Mallow and Tallow. And if you talk to her right now, she'll pretty much says, oh, Jaggle's been working on that shield right there. And of course, we're here to also destroy some pumpkins in order to get some rupees. Yep, rupees are once again the currency of the Zelda game. I mean, they've been the currency of the Zelda game since the first game, so why change it now? And the denominations for the rupees are pretty much the same as they were in Wind Waker. I mean, basically you have your typical denominations of green equals 1, blue equals 5, and of course again, yellow equals 10, and orange equals 100, and so on and so forth, and purple equals 50, and red equals 20, so yeah. So, the slingshot will cost you 30 rupees, and getting those rupees, it's easy. I mean, all you have to do is destroy pumpkins like I'm doing right now. Now, here's an interesting thing. If I destroy these pumpkins right here, Jaggle will see me, and he will scold me for it.
Hey!
Well, shut up, dude. I need money. And besides, he doesn't know that he's in a video game. I mean, all I have to do is just go back into a house, and bammo, the pumpkins have respawned, so I can destroy them again to get more rupees. Yeah, so you can get rupees all around by destroying pumpkins. You can actually walk through the tall grass in order to get some rupees. Getting 30 rupees to buy the slingshot should be no problem at all. You just have to know where to look, and if you can afford a little patience, we can get the money in no time. Now, thankfully, I've cut out some things because, well, do you really want to see me gather rupees just like that? See, you can get some rupees right here, some green ones, and you can sometimes get a couple of blue ones as well. Also, you can toss some rocks around and to get some money that way. And actually, there's a good place to get 15 rupees right off the bat. All you have to do is go to this house right here. You know, the one you knocked the beehive off of? Well, make sure you knock the beehive off that house first. And all you have to do is just climb on upwards, and we are going to get a blue rupee and a yellow rupee, and yeah, that's nice. And of course, Link's climbing animation seems more realistic because, well, again, this game is the most realistic Zelda in the entire series, and I mean, I like it. It's cool, but I do have some reservations about that, but I'll explain a little later. Anyway, be careful while getting these rupees because, again, like in past Zelda games, fall from a great height and you'll get hurt. Easy, easy, careful. The camera angle can be a little twitchy. Now, here's the thing about rupee get. You know, the blue ones, the yellow ones and such. Each time you start a new game, like you start from your previous save file, it will do that for the first rupee. Like, for example, if I decide to quit one day and I start up again and I got a blue rupee, it'll display that you got a blue rupee. And, yeah, there's no way around it. Oh, those beehive things right there, they can be used as bait for your fishing rod. If you want to catch bigger fish, that is. If you're into fishing, that is. But I'm only going to fish when required. Oh, and by the way, this is Hans right here. This is the husband of Sierra, the father of Beth. And he's pretty much, according to Sierra, a deadbeat husband. Because when you enter the shop right here, you'll notice that Sierra has a picture of Beth and her cat, but no picture of her husband. So, yeah. Anyway, Sierra's so happy that her cat came back that she's going to give us a bottle of milk. Well, the milk is not that important, but hey, we got our first bottle of the game already. So let's go on and purchase that slingshot. And of course, she also has milk and more of that beehive stuff to use as bait. And come on, kitty. Hey, slingshots have been useful in past Zelda games. I mean, it worked for Child Link in Ocarina of Time. But of course, in this case, Link is not a child. He's pretty much adult from the get-go. Alright, so we got the only slingshot available, so let's move on. La 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 la. I'm waiting. Oh, by the way, I like to point out that I made a goof already. You know that girl, Epona's caretaker? You know, the one that's about the same age as Link? Well, her name is actually Ilia, you know, I-L-I-A, and I called her Elia by mistake. But, I'm going to pronounce it like that from now on, so if you comment on this, knowing that I mispronounced the name again, don't worry, I'm catching it early on. I'm only human, so, anyway, we just passed by Russell, who pretty much dropped off a gift for Link. That's nice. I like gifts. There's Colin right there. And yes, Colin, I got the fishing rod. It's useful. Anyway, we need to talk to these kids right here, Mallow, Tallow, and Beth, in order to demonstrate the slingshot's capabilities. And how do they do that? How do they arrange a target practicing course quickly? I mean, some of these targets are high up on the trees. I mean, it's a video game. Let's go with it. Anyway, this little thing will pretty much is target practice, you know. Let's get the hang of the slingshot. And of course, you can L target the scarecrows, but you have to manually target the bullseyes, unfortunately. And I still can't believe they recycled Malin and Talon's name, but instead of a father-daughter combo, this time the names are used for brothers. So, but at least it's consistent. It's consistent with the family. So, yeah. Anyway, if you miss a few times, don't be too upset. Just do some careful aiming, and you should take care of this no problem. Come on. Seriously. See, that one target to the left right there, the one I'm about to shoot, it's way up there. How did those kids get it up there? Unless Link helped them. I mean, it would make sense for Link to help them. So, yeah. And as you can see here, Beth has a crush on Link, and, well, it's an innocent crush. Don't get any bright ideas, folks. And, yeah. Anyway, what I'm about to do is pretty much my first moment of stupidity right here. And, see what happens now? There's a spider on the ladder, and I'm going to climb up it because I'm an idiot. But all you have to do is just eliminate the spider with one hit of the slingshot, and ba-bam, dead. Well, yeah, I paid for it, so what do you freaking do? Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head on up to Link's house so I can see what Russell left me. I mean, I said I'm going up to Link's house. There we go. Alright. Now, the surprise is this big treasure chest in Link's living room. And one wonders, how did Russo get that thing up there? Well, anyway, we have our first sword of the game, the wooden sword. So now we can attack things. We can hack and slash things just like the good old days. Now, what we have to do now is go back to the kids, show them your sword, and then we will enter a tutorial about sword combat, which pretty much is exactly the same as it was in past 3D Zelda games. Because, remember, this is a modified version of the Wind Waker engine, which itself is a modified version of the Ocarina of Time engine. So, if you're just doing a marathon of, 3D Zelda games, starting from Ocarina to pretty much right now, you got the combat system licked. But don't worry, folks, there are going to be some new sword techniques we will learn in this game because, well, having the exact same combat system from game to game to game can get redundant. I mean, it's so easy and stuff, so yeah. I just like how these kids are pretty much saying, oh, show us this technique, show us this technique, show us that technique. I mean, kids, am I supposed to demonstrate what I already know, or are you teaching me sword techniques? Okay, so yeah. Anyway, basically what Tallow mentions earlier is that monkeys have been coming into the village to harass the people. I mean, we've already seen one of these monkeys steal a cradle earlier. And, well, let's just say that plot point with the monkeys, well, it's coming up in just a few moments, actually. And of course, Tallow here pretty much wants to imitate Link, you know, in the art of sword combat. Oh, look! A monkey! And of course, Tallow, being the guy he is, decides to go harass the monkey. Oh, good. That's good for you. Harass a monkey. Someone should call PETA on this kid. If PETA exists in the Zelda universe, that is. So, of course, you know, trouble's a brewing. That means Link has to go save the day. Now, as we go on through, we will first see Beth saying that, oh, they went that way. And then, of course, you'll see me hacking some grass here for rupees, and most importantly, a heart to replenish my damage I took earlier from climbing that ladder with the spider. Blech. Anyway. What we have to do now is continue to follow the trail, and, well, let's just say that Tallow's going to go way over his head in this one. Now, come on, keep going. Come on. See, I was wondering what past me was thinking when I was doing this, but, meh. Anyway, there's good old Mallow right there, and of course he says, "Oh, go get him." Now, what I should have done earlier was just hop on Epona and pretty much follow their trail. I mean, you can walk over at least this far with no trouble, but if you decide to just walk here, at least when you get to this point, grab some horse grass and call your trusty steed over to you, because we're going to need her to jump a fence. Yeah, there's a fence that we need to jump in order to continue the chase. There we go. Hi-ho, Epona! Away! Alright. Now, I like how the music is pretty much more ominous and such because of the seriousness of the whole thing. Anyway, we have entered some new territory, Faron Woods. And you can, I mean, it looks pretty similar to Ordon Province, the Ordon Woods, but yeah, I mean, you can barely tell that you've gone from one place to another. And look, there's another one of these spring things just like the one in Ordon. I wonder if there's any significance to that. So yeah, it's just me screwing around with the sword. Well, the wooden sword. So are we excited yet, folks? Excited for this epic adventure? You know, kind of sucks that Link does not have a shield yet, but again, the Link of Wind Waker started out without a shield when he had to go rescue Tetra. And when I used the Big Goron sword in Ocarina of Time, I didn't make use of the shield. Well, except when just defense and not full-out attacking with it. Speaking of attacking, we're about to encounter our first enemy of the game. Real enemy, that is. Oh look, it's the good old Deku Baba. I haven't seen you since Majora's Mask. And of course, to kill it, make sure it's straight upward and just hack it to death. Now we could go onward to explore this cave, but it'll be dark. So what you want to do here is actually take the right path. And we will encounter a gentleman here that, well, will help us out a lot. Now, this guy right here, we're going to meet right here. His name is going to be Koro. Yeah, that's his name, Koro. And Koro here is in the business of selling lanterns and lamp oil. Yeah, and this guy has a big fro, and yes, there's a bird's nest in his fro, and I guess he doesn't seem to mind it at least. So yeah. Anyway, what he'll do is he'll just give us the lantern for free. Again, I love free stuff. And he pretty much explains that it's a sales tactic because he wants to sell lamp oil. So, yeah, lamp oil. That's good. Yeah, anyway, I have to point out that this is the first time in a 3D Zelda game that we have a lantern. Yeah, I mean, the lantern has been in past Zelda games, you know, like in Link to the Past, for example. But this is the first time it's been used in a 3D setting, and that's kind of interesting. I mean, it's pretty much our only way to light lanterns because we don't have Deku sticks and fire sources and all that. We don't have access to spells like Din's Fire or anything like that. Excuse me. So, yeah. Now that we have the lantern, we can go on and find Tallow, right? We can explore this dark, danky cave, right? Well, not right away. First, we're going to make a little quick detour to Link's house. Because, well, remember that dark basement I showed you? Well, now it's time to explore it. And here's the thing. In order to explore the basement, we have to have the lantern on and go all the way down. And in the bottom of this basement right here, we're going to get a chest with Link's that has a 50 rupees for Link. So that's nice. And if you just decide to go on down there without, you know, the lantern, you'll pretty much be moving back and forth on the ladder for a good long while. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get back to the chase, shall we? Now, of course, you'll see a play wooden sword. That's Talos, which means we are on the right track. Dear. So let's go explore this cavern. Now, realistically, you don't really need to use the lantern that much because, well, it saves on lantern oil, and we want to conserve as much as possible. Although you do want to light the torches on the way. Oh, look! Keys! Oh, goody. They're back. I mean, wouldn't be a Zelda game without these annoying bats, wouldn't it? Alright. Now, of course, when I played this on my TV, my TV's brightness was set up kind of high, so as I was playing through this, it wasn't exactly dark. I mean, I could see actually everything, so I didn't really need the lantern, which is actually kind of beneficial because you want to save as much lantern oil as possible in these dark caves, because who knows what kind of secrets you want to use the lantern for. Anyway, when you kill Deku Babas, they will relinquish Deku seeds, which are pretty much used as bullets for your slingshot. And of course, there are a couple of instances that you need to use the lantern to burn away some cobwebs. And that thing right there, that's a rat. Yeah, that is a rat. So yeah, anyway, there's this little junction right here. You can either go left or right coming up. go right, because it will take you out of this cave and continue onward with the trail. And there's our way out, so, yeah. Alright, we're back in the woods, well, different part of the woods, and as you can see here on the map, there are 2 red spots, and those red spots are areas we need to investigate. Now, here, we're going to meet a redesigned version of a familiar enemy right here, Bokoblins. They're back, and they're just as weak as ever. But in this game, though, you want to be careful because we don't have a shield, we don't have a powerful sword at this time. Like, their attacks will be just as dangerous as yours if you decide to play it safe, so it's good just to rush on in and just whack them, and they'll fall no problem. And then, of course, throughout this entire area, we will encounter Bokoblins, we will encounter Keys, and Dekubabas. Come on. And the combat music for this game, again, has a more mature, serious tone. It makes sense given the nature of this game. And I think it's okay, but, well, some of the music, some of the combat music, like the Ocarina's combat music, I like that one slightly better, honestly. Anyway, going into this cave, we will encounter a Bokoblin and 2 Keys. Die. And after we kill these Keys and Bokoblins, we're gonna get that treasure. We're gonna get that treasure chest right there, and come on. As you can see here, there are 2 unlit torches right there, and we're gonna take care of those after I get the treasure chest right there. Come on, die, you stupid bat. There we go. Alright, inside this treasure chest is a small key out here in the overworld? What? Yeah. Apparently, this is the start of the whole blending of dungeon tasks in the overworld thing. I mean, it's going to be more extreme in Skyward Sword, but let's just say it's the genesis of it right here. Anyway, lighting these 2 torches will reveal a treasure chest containing our first heart piece of the game. And this time, you have to collect 5 heart pieces to get a new heart container. I mean, not unlike past games where you only have to collect 4. Thank you, Nintendo. Thank you very much. So anyway, we're gonna make our way over towards the other red spot in the on the map, and yeah, I like how that the map is pretty much forms how as Link continues on his journey. I mean, like in the cave, for example, as Link moves in the cave, he gets a layout of where things are, and if you return to the cave in later on, those areas that Link marked are pretty much still marked. I mean, it makes return trips easy. So yeah, these things are no threat. Of course, there are plenty of opportunities to get some hearts if you take damage from these things. Anyway, just keep going. Now, what I find it interesting here is that 2 Bokoblins are pretty much chit-chatting away, and then as soon as they see Link, they pretty much charge after them. And of course, there's 1 Bokoblin behind the locked gate, and I can't attack him right now. So first of all, I just have to unlock the gate, and as soon as I do that, I can now hit him through the gate. That's weird. Alright. And see, they're doing a more realistic approach to opening these things, you know. But we'll get more into that as soon as I enter my first dungeon of this game. And see, there's another pair of Bokoblins just chit-chatting away like nobody's business, and in comes Link, and now let's beat him senselessly. I mean, who knows what these things are talking about in their own Bokoblin language. Like, hey, did you see that one spring thingy? Or did you see how cool that thing looks, or something like that? I mean, who knows what these things might be talking about. And you can see that the Bokoblins are a little bit smarter, like this one right here. Notice how it doesn't just rush in or anything. He's pretty much goading you into attacking, and that's pretty much what you have to do in order to kill this thing. But it proves the enemy AI is a little smarter, but not by much. Anyway, this bird here, its name is Trill, and he runs a little shop right here that contains lantern oil and red potion. But we'll get to that later on. And yes, Trill here has a fro, just like Koro, which indicates that this is pretty much Koro's bird. Well, main bird, that is. Alright, come on, die. Alright, this little treasure chest right here contains a rupee. Well, a yellow rupee, which is 10 rupees worth, so that's always nice. And this location right here in Pharaoh Woods, this is actually the entrance to the Forest Temple, which is actually our first dungeon of the game. But we are not going to enter it just yet, because Tallow and the monkey, they're actually right there at the entrance, trapped in a wooden cage. And so what we have to do is kill the 2 bokoblins and, well, free them. That shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, this little section here is pretty much testing your combat capabilities against real enemies. Well, it's mainly for the first-time players or players who haven't played a Zelda game in a while. But again, if you're doing a marathon like I am, the combat's pretty much simple and all that. Now, in order to free the monkey and Tallow from the cage, just break it by using a well-placed spin dash like I'm about to do right here. Come on. And... Hiya! Yay! What's with the steel drum music? Alright, so yeah, we've saved Tallow, and we've learned that Tallow's not entirely a jerk. I mean, the monkey showed him kindness and all that stuff, and the monkey tried to help him, and they both got captured, so I like it that he's not really a jerk. I mean, he's a kid, and kids do these kind of things all the time, so it's perfectly natural. And then, of course, in comes Russell right here, late as always, but hey, I'm playing as Link. I'm playing as a hero that he will become later on in this game, and he's pretty much going to become a literal one-man army. But yeah, so anyway, folks, we're going to prepare to leave Ordon Village in part 3, and some interesting things will happen. So until then, bye bye now.